Hey everyone, it's Erin Footer here, and I am here giving you an update on my wedding bullet journal. So as you guys know, I am getting married in May, so it's getting really close and the preparations are slowly getting more and more urgent and need to be handled. So I have a couple spreads that I want to show you all today, giving you kind of an update. I'll link all the videos that I've done on my wedding bullet journal up in the cards and in the description below so that you can get an idea of other spreads that I've done beforehand. So the main spread that I wanted to show you all today is this checklist for sanity. So about a month or two ago, I started freaking out because I was like, I haven't done much at all concerning my wedding, so I must be really far behind. So I went on, I think this is either from The Knot or Wedding Wire. I'll find out and I'll link all that stuff below. And I was like, okay, well, I need to visually see what I've done, what I haven't done, and what I need to do. So I used this checklist from one of those wedding websites, and I decided to write everything down as a task, and so I can refer back to this when I'm like, oh, I haven't done anything at all. Then I can at least take a look at this, and I've color-coded it with a bunch of different blues. So this is 10 to 12 months out would be this light, 6 to 9 months out, 3 to 5 months out, 6 to 8 weeks, 3 to 5 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, 1 day before, the day of, and then after the honeymoon is over, what else would I need to do? So I am currently in this 3 to 5 month period. So I am in this group right here. So I've done pretty much all of the 10 to 12 months. Some of the 6 to 9 months I'm not doing or is dependent on other stuff. So I'm still working on some of that stuff, and then I'm mostly working on within this 3 to 5 month period. So I visually needed to see what was going on. So I color coded the actual tasks there, and I'm marking them off as I go. So I will have a picture of this up so that, and link the checklist itself so that you guys can take a look if you are planning your own weddings. But I highly recommend this type of setup, having all of this in one page, because what I was doing, what I was doing was having this timeline, and then whenever I got to that month away, then I would make a page with all of these things. And this is not as robust of a thing as this checklist is, because this is more task oriented. This is stuff that you're kind of thinking about. So what I was doing was I was going, oh, I'm 12 months out, and then I'm gonna have this page. But I really needed to mentally see how far along I've gotten, because when you're planning a wedding, not sure if you guys know, there's a lot that goes into it. So you start thinking that you're kind of dropping the ball in a lot of areas. So, or at least that's my experience. I feel like I've been dropping the ball because people keep asking me things and I'm like, oh, I need to do that. So, having this as a visual representation of how far you've gone is really important, or at least in my experience, it has been really important. The next thing I wanted to show you is my honeymoon planning, which is something that my fiance and I are doing right as we speak. We are going to Iceland. So I have a visual representation of the actual island. And if you are from Iceland, I'm sorry in advance if I screwed all of this up, but there's a lot of rockiness around your island. So I did the best that I could. So I have a visual representation with plot points basically, and I'm going to add in the route that we're going to take. We haven't quite finalized everything yet, so I really just have like some of the main things that we know that we want to do for like excursions. I have 3 of them marked in, and then the hotels that we'll be staying at. And then I have a list of things that we want to do, the different types of waterfalls. For the waterfalls, we don't really need to plan so much. It's not a typical excursion, so we don't need to like book anything. That's mostly going to be while we're driving. If we want to stop and hike and see a waterfall, we're going to go ahead and do that. And then here's some other sites that are kind of along the same thing, like this Rift Valley, a crater, rock formations, canyons, lagoons, things like that. There are some lagoons like the Secret Lagoon or the Blue Lagoon, which like you need to book your actual thing. So we have those listed over here, and then a lot of the other types of lagoons that we'll like maybe see, or like the springs that you can bathe in and stuff like that, the natural baths, we'll put over in this other sites. And then the other thing I wanted to show you along with that, which I haven't done yet, is a price breakdown. So this page is going to be Honeymoon Budgeting. So I'm actually going to set this up on screen so that you guys can see kind of what's been going on while I'm setting up these pages, because right now I've mostly been showing you pages that are already set up, and I don't want to go too overboard, so I only show you a couple spreads every time. But I think it might be like a monthly video at this point where I'm going to give an update just with the couple spreads that I've done since the last time I had updated you all. Alright, so that is my budget page all set up. Just like a typical budget page, I have the item, if it's paid or not, where the payment is coming from, what the budgeted cost is, and what the actual cost is. And then my fiance and I are doing a honey fund because we have lived together for 2+ years at this point. So everything that's in our house is in our house. We don't really need like a toaster or anything. So we are doing a honey fund, which means that they can pay for certain excursions and stuff on our honeymoon, or they can contribute to us financially for buying a house or something like that. So it's really investment in our future rather than items that we will use now. They are always welcome to give items that they think that we might need now, but we set up those things in a registry and as a honey fund. So there are a couple things that I think will include for people that aren't comfortable contributing to a honey fund for our future and would rather give us a gift that we can use now. So we have kind of both of those things that we're setting up. So I do have a box down here for honey fund. so how much money comes in through there versus the total budget versus the total cost. And we're lucky enough that his parents are contributing as well, so that will be very nice. So that's why I have this kind of payment, because some things that they would rather put directly on their credit card versus like reimbursing us or whatever. So that's why I have that right there. So that's it for this video. I really, this was the big thing that I really wanted to show you, was this checklist, because I can't tell you how many times someone has asked me a question, oh, have you done this? And I have not even thought about it. So, and then that would like make me really nervous about my current status when it came to wedding planning. So this checklist for my sanity is very important. And then we're just starting/booking all the honeymoon stuff. So we're so excited about it. If you have been to Iceland before, please let me know things that you think that we definitely need to see. Right now our plan is to stay, go from basically the east side to from the west side to the east side of the island and take the south path. We're not going to do whale watching or anything, which is mostly what is in this northern part. So if you have something particularly on the south side, west side, or east side of the island, let us know, because we are so excited and we have just started looking at all of the excursions and prices and things like that. So we definitely want to budget in for those types of things. And I hope this helps you at all in some way. I know it's a little bit shorter of a video for this update, but I wanted to break it out into pieces for the next 4 months before my wedding. So I will see you all in the next video on Monday, where I am doing another weekly. Bye, everyone.